Ladies and gentlemen, I am on the fifth, I think, video, and I'm going to show you how to set yourself up for cutting. This is where the layers come in really, really handy. Okay, I haven't really paid attention to layers, and to be honest, it's new to me. Yeah, but it makes my life so much happier and so much easier now that I know how to use it. Okay, so as you would have seen before, I created this in the last video. Okay, so I created this inside line, then I created a contour shape to create the outside line. Now, all those lines on the inside, they're going to be the lines that the light shines out of. So I need to move all those into this particular layer. Yeah, and then I've got this one, this cutting lines. That's where the outside lines are going to go. And then I've got this do not print one. Yeah, so in do not print, I've got this surf design. So you can see that I can turn it off and turn it on. So that is in my do not print line. I also want to move a couple of others into that as well. So at the moment, there's nothing in light lines. Yeah, I've got this artistic text. I don't want that to print, so I'm going to move that into here. Okay. Again, if I turn that off, that's not going to print. Or if I turn that off, it won't print. If I turn it off, I can't see it. Yeah. At the moment, my cutting lines is everything. Yeah, everything is in my cutting lines. Now, I don't want it all to be cut. I want half of them to be the light lines. All the internal lines need to be the light lines. So how do I know which ones are which? Quite easily by having a look. So this is my group of two objects. That is going to be the light line. So that's going to go in down there. Okay. And again, if I turn that off, I can see that it's there. Okay. This curve here, what's that curve there? That's these bottom two lines. Yeah. Control Z. So I want that to stay in these cutting lines. What's this one here? Again, take it, grab it, see what it does. That's the inside of the surf. So that does need to be in the light lines. Okay. The B-spline curve, what's that? I don't need that. I can either delete it or I can move it up there into the do not print. Okay. Another curve. So that's going to be in the cutting. Yep, that's the one that we saw before. What's that there? That's my surfer. He's on the inside. Control Z. So he needs to be a light line. Okay. Next one. What's that? Move it out. That's the outside line. Control Z. So that's going to cut. That one there looks like that vertical line there. That looks like that vertical line there. Okay. So if I turn this off, light lines, I should have all those things deleted. Now, what is that there? That where there is that curve. So that should be in with the light lines, shouldn't it? Yeah. What is this here? I don't know. What is this here? That looks like it's part of this square here. Okay, so I'm actually going to go and I'm going to delete that line because I don't need those lines there. Yeah, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to virtual segment delete and I'm going to delete that one there. Oh! It's locked to it's invisible. Okay, so I actually need to turn it on to be able to do that. So turn it on, and now I'm going to virtual segment delete that bit and that bit. Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, does that make sense to you? So this is going to be my cut all the way around the outside, and that's going to be my light line all the way on the inside. Okay, so again, if I'm not sure, I can turn that off and have a look. This is just the cutting line. I'm going to turn that off as well. So this is just the cutting lines. Okay, so that's what the laser cutter is going to cut out of the acrylic. I'll turn that off, and I'll turn that on. These are the things that are going to be cut into the acrylic, but not so deep that it cuts through the acrylic. Do you get me? Now, by setting yourself up with a light lines and a cutting lines layer, Michael or I or you, when we go to print it out on the laser cutter, will easily be able to select which parts to cut and which parts not to cut. When the laser cutter cuts, the laser cutter relies on its power and the speed of the laser cutter to cut through or to cut into the acrylic. Okay? What we will probably do is we will probably set those light lines up as a high power, but also a high speed. Okay, so it's not going to cut all the way through. Whereas we'll set up the cutting lines as high power, low speed. And at about 3% speed, the laser cutter will cut all the way through the acrylic. Yeah, so by doing that, we have two jobs. Yeah, so we print twice on your piece of acrylic. First of all, we print or we cut the light lines, and then we cut the cutting lines. At that stage, we can then take the acrylic out, and your job is finished. Okay, so very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, that when you do all these things, that you do them in the right order and that you save them in the right spots as well. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that.